Become a sponsor for the Lost Art Project Veterans Voices. Looking for veteran-owned businesses to sponsor the podcast for 1 week? Each episode, social media video will be sponsored by your business only. What do you get? 5 sponsored episodes with your logo featured, 5 social media videos with your logo featured, and 1 daily post advertising your business on all social media platforms. Support a veteran podcast and advertise your veteran-owned business. Email AJ for details. Lost Art Project Veterans Voices at gmail.com. The Lost Art Project Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time. Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Project, Veterans Voices. I'm your host, AJ Cox, and today, that's right, today, we're having a fireside chat with the crew and our special guest, Jim Ulinski. I just got a text message, and I couldn't see what it was. But I hope you guys are doing well. And there's a couple ways you can help support us. You can go to that website, thelostart.podbean.com. You can go in there. You can click on that merchandise tab. You can go get you some awesome gear. Look, I'm wearing the Bearded Veteran Brotherhood. Oh, it's over this side. Bearded Veteran Brotherhood. And I got a hat that says it too. But I also have a hat that says Jarhead Jabber. That's right. That's the Marine Corps League's podcast that we host. But anyways, go in there and get you some cool gear. There is some cool stuff in there. Or you could become advertise here and help support us that way. Just like it says, shoot me an email and we can work something out. A big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing amazing things. If you don't know anything about them, even if you do know something about them, go check them out. It's a great organization doing wonderful things. You can always find them at tillvalhallaproject.com. Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member. Oh man, we are back. We are back, and we have got the crew. This is quite a bit of the crew that we got tonight. So this is going to be a fun one, I think. And we got our special guest, Jim. Jim is with us, and we're just going to go around see how everybody's doing. Jim, how about you? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Very nice. And
you're complaining, no one listens anyway.
Nah, that's true. That's true. Especially when you're dealing with Mark. He's not going to listen to you complain. He just says no every single time. But Jim, thanks for tuning in or showing up tonight and doing this. Appreciate it. Your story came out recently as well, so everybody needs to go back and check that out. Yeah, I'm excited to have you on, and I think we're going to talk about some good legislative things tonight. So it should be fun.
So anyway, if it's okay to start.
Oh no, let's wait. Let's get everybody up and see how everybody's doing before we start that. Aaron, how you doing?
Doing great. Got to go out there and visit Mark or see Mark on Friday morning. Visit my nephew there in boot camp. He's stuck in, as I mentioned before, he's stuck in MRP for a while now. So he'll have his second surgery. Crazy enough, he's not walking on crutches yet, but he'll have his second surgery in March, and then 6 to 9 months from then is when he'll pick back up. So,
so he's gonna
he's gonna be there over a year. Yep.
Holy moly.
Yep.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah. Hey, and I didn't realize how much flying to the West Coast messes you up, but
oh yeah,
it got me drained for the day. So,
so you're just barely here.
Yeah,
I like that hat. Look at that cool hat you got on.
Look at that hat I picked up at the Lost Art shop there. Pretty
Yeah,
good hat, and it's
it looks
a
sharp.
Richardson 112. So for
Yeah,
those of you out there looking to buy one, they're Richardson hats, so they're good quality hats.
they are. Yeah. So far, all the stuff that I've got from that store has been really, really good. So
Yep.
I can't complain. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing outstanding, Andrew. Like Aaron said, it was great to meet Aaron in person. After a couple of years on the podcast, seeing him twice a week, but and then meeting his sister Casey and his nephew, future Marine. There, he's going to be a good one. With that dedication, like I said, he's staying in the fight. Even though he's got those setbacks going, he's going to be a great Marine.
Yeah.
But the weather was just unbelievably gorgeous. I left about 4:30 this morning for the gym. I had frost on my windshield, but it was 82 degrees by about 2 p.m.
Oh
If it
my
wasn't for the
word.
politics, prices, and politicians, once again, and Andrew and Aaron can back it up. This place would be a virtual nirvana.
I
Yeah,
love
he
it.
almost had
450
Dead of winter, that's
450
the
gas
devil's
price.
weather.
450 a gallon gas prices.
How much?
About
Four-
450.
actually, it was. I'll get back with you on what my receipt is, but I saved it. I think it was over $5 where I got it. But
267 here.
Ah,
It just,
I know.
it just
I
makes
think
Mark mad.
Denver had like 169 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, the difference.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
California. So, hey Jim, don't worry if I all of a sudden disappear. I might get my feed might get cut off by Gavin Newscomb.
Yeah. It happens from time to time over there. But Jess, how you doing up there in the land of the great white north?
It's brown.
Oh, man, I was hoping.
There's nothing up here. It's just brown. We actually have green grass yet, which is like confusing.
Really?
So when we get hit with weather, it
Uh-huh.
insulates the grass. So we'll get
Yeah.
like 2-3 inches at a time, and then it insulates it, doesn't turn it. So we haven't had like a real weird snap this year. So it's like, okay, I'll take it. February is, I mean, it's just that bitch is on a timer every year. The longer we get into like March, it's over.
Yeah.
So
Holy moly.
I'm good. But I know
Wow.
Montana, I was talking to my cousin up there, and she's like, there's no snowpack at all. They had a flash melt on the mountains. I mean, so they didn't even have ski season up there right now.
Wow.
So they were having
What?
rivers running down the ski slopes. It was like water coming down. So
That's not normal for up there, right? Because
It's
usually this time of
Montana.
year it's pretty cold. Oh,
Who
is
knows?
it very? Yeah.
it's just you get flash thaws on the mountains, and it comes down hard.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
I mean, when Montana flash thaws, we'll get snowpacks down here. It'll actually flood. It'll float the ice pack and
Really?
jam dams up. And oh yeah, we get it every year.
Wow.
But yeah, if it goes all at once, it goes from like 25 to like 60. Yeah, you'll see some. East Coast is familiar with. I mean, we're not made to handle that much water at once.
Yeah.
I mean, the West Coast is going through it right now too. So
Yep.
My
it's
oldest
volume
son,
and engineering.
my oldest son lives in Rome, New York, and they've already had over 6 feet.
Wow.
That's Rome though. You get that weird tut hill like south of the pack, and you get snow effect or lake effect, and north of the pack it's like that weird little hill in between Rome and Watertown, and yeah. But I mean that's lake effect, so you get weird. But I mean it's winter. Let it kick. My kid's in a new semester, so she's a junior. She knocked out college algebra. I'm like, okay, let's rock this. So now she's taking fashion design. I'm like, all right, pay off. But she's got American history in the summer, so 2 semesters and a summer of American history. So we're gonna have some fun
Holy cow.
over the American Revolution season. So yeah, she's about to get like really pissed off at me because we're gonna have all sorts of stories.
Oh no, she's gonna love it. She's gonna love it.
I'm stacking books right now of all the primary sources she's gonna have to read, like
Oh
Locke
man.
and Nathan Hale.
Knowing you probably already have about 15 books stacked up, you know.
Yeah, she's still pissy. She's pissy about that. So she's taking a semester off before the summer hits her between the eyes. So she's gonna be super excited about American history this summer.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
she is. Yeah, that's good.
Not at all.
Well, Bone, we heard about Jess and him hazing his daughter with reading, but how are you doing out there?
Surviving, man. We're all living through this wet, hot winter, which I think Chris Farley would describe as El Nino, which is Spanish for the Nino. And as we all get just piss wet and miserable, it's the floods are down. I survived whatever mix of the flu and AIDS is going around here. So I'm good. And really just glad to be back and talking with you all. And by the way, my Seahawks didn't play this weekend because we're the first seed in the NFC. So I'll see you clowns in the Super Bowl. And other than that,
no,
you can shut your lips. You can just shut your lips.
Wow.
Right now, you can just
Gauntlet.
close your lips.
Gauntlet.
G's up, hose down.
Across the face. Thrown on the ground.
You're welcome
Who's
for the
gonna
quarterback,
pick it up?
by the way. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
thanks. Big Red can be my quarterback any day.
Jesus. We fix them and then ship them off. We're like a
you do.
like a deadlock,
Yeah.
you know. We're just like
team
we're the best
rehab.
mechanics. Indianapolis was going to Indiana had a great quarterback this year too, but we shipped him off from us as well. I
We
mean,
also
we
had
fixed him
one
and
of the
sent him out.
greatest running backs that could have been an all-time two of them, because you have Dalvin Cook right after you had Adrian Peterson. You guys get
Best
SEC
foreign
running backs,
team
run them
in
till
the
the wheels fall
NFL.
off, never get anywhere, and like I don't.
Adrian Peterson. I mean, we can go
I'm
down
sorry.
the line here, man.
Oh, I know. I feel for you. I feel for you.
Quarterbacks.
Well, before we get too far into football, we don't want to hurt Vic's feelings down there because OU didn't do so great this year. But hey, Vic, how you doing?
Life is good. I can't complain. Spent a lot of the last week and the weekend, actually up until about 3 minutes before the podcast started, I was in the wood shop making man glitter. I'm tired of some of these projects being on my workbench, so I need to get them done because I'm now in a position. Me and my high school rock band have solidified our set list for our concert in April, our spring concert. So I have a lot of arranging to do. So I need to get these projects off my workbench. But kiddo came home from college and she got accepted to Georgia Southern, so she's going to be transferring next year from College of Charleston to Georgia Southern. So she went and toured apartments, and one of her roommates wants to transfer with her, so they went together, and so took her back. And she also, I guess, one of her roommates moved out over Christmas break, and took her coffee table with her. So that was a project. I put the displays, the commission pieces on hold so I could make my kid she, for whatever stupid reason, she thought she was going to buy it off of Amazon. I'm like, whatever, hold my beer. And 2 days later, she had a coffee table. It was I have it's been a little bit of I guess therapy, getting back out in the shop and clearing my mind. And it's one of the things I love the most about woodworking is you get to create your own puzzles and then solve them. It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic for me. So it's been good. It's been a good week.
All right. I like it. All right. Well, let's go over to Georgia. Mike, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good. I'm kind of curious about Vic, though. Your daughter's roommate stole her coffee table.
No, she lives in a room with 3 other roommates. So they have a
okay.
Suite. Before they even started the semester, there's like this whole portal that you can search for roommates and start talking before you actually are roommates. So before they actually moved in, all 4 girls had divvied up what they were going to bring to the dorm. So some of them bought, the shower curtains, some bought the dishpan dryer, some bought this and that. And the girl that decided to buy the coffee table or bring the coffee table moved out. So she took a coffee table with her.
So it's a communist coffee table.
Yeah.
We don't want it anyway.
She's going to buy some stupid cheap stuff, Chinese thing off of Amazon. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to get a free American made coffee table.
Yeah.
Damn right.
I love it. I love it. Well, shoot.
Other than that, I'm doing good, Andrew. I'm good. I'm doing good.
All
Got
right.
my Christmas tree down today.
Ooh.
It was a challenge, but I got it down. Man,
Yeah.
I got it completely undecorated.
Well, you had the 20-foot
I had
tree
it
or
bolted to
something.
the wall. Yeah, I had it bolted to the wall. And I was like, here it goes. And I went, cut it. And I was like, you son of a bitch. You want to stand up straight now, but you didn't want to stand up straight when I was trying to decorate you. So it's like, are you kidding me?
That's pretty good. Oh, man.
How do you bolt a Christmas tree to the wall?
Very carefully.
It's pretty easy.
Touche.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
In my mouth.
Hey, Mike, it's kind of like us old Marines, right?
How
Once
tall
we're
was
able
that
to
tree?
once we're able to get stood up and propped up, then we're good. It's
Yeah.
just getting up there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
No.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
No, it was a tree that was stood up nice and straight. And then we started decorating, and we got about 3/4 done, and it was like, so that become the 550
You need
cord
some of that
with an eyelet.
Rougiette ready or whatever's hitting my feed.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to stick an eyelet in the wall in 550 cord that baby, and I stood it up straight. Man, it was looking good.
Man, I got to tell you, 550 cord, greatest thing ever. You can use that stuff for just about anything.
How tall was that tree?
It was taller than I wanted it to be. It was our ceiling.
6 inches.
I could.
6
Okay,
inches.
Vic. Okay, Vic. Yeah, 6 inches. Yeah. Vic,
It was 90
is-
feet if it was an inch. I swear to God.
Vic-
How many cubits,
Vic is-
Noah? Why don't you
Vic,
tell us
has
that?
anybody ever done this to you?
Not since last week. Not since last week.
You old bastard.
Yeah. No, it was like a 12-foot tree.
Golly, man.
Man, it was all kinds of good when I put it in the stand, and then we started decorating. It was like,
Yeah.
so that all shit went south till I bolted to the wall. Yes, I put an eyelet in the wall and the stud and freaking 550 cord and cinched that bitch up to the wall, tied it off, and I was like, yep, that's where it's gonna stay, right there.
Nice. I'm digging it. Well, shoot, I guess.
Laughing. Aaron's laughing because he.
Yeah.
I know Jim's getting anxious. I can tell.
Yeah, I enjoy listening to the stories. I actually did that. I did the same thing to my tree about 30 years ago. I actually put a bolt into the wall because my oldest son he got out of the Navy and he moved in and he brought his dog, an Alaskan Malamute. And that thing would run down the steps from the second floor, knocked over the tree. So I said, it ain't knocking it over anymore. So finally, I told him, I said, it's either you or the dog that's going. So he took the dog and he went.
I like it. Oh, man. Well, I guess we can just jump into some discussions here, Jim. You want to kind of start us off and talk about what you got for us tonight?
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about was why it's important for us, even if we don't do it ourselves, to encourage other veterans to start getting involved in the legislative process. I've been a commander of the DAV chapter level, and I've been asked to run for other positions for Marine Corps League and other organizations.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, I resigned my position as a commander and decided to focus on the legislation. So every month, except for December, since 2022, I put out a monthly bulletin to about, right now it's about 3,000 veterans, senators, members of the House, and that's in about 8 states right now. And
Wow.
I put my January edition was 19 pages.
Yeah.
So everyone's BCC'd, and I put out information that can help veterans, whether you're retired, whether you're disabled. And then I put out legislative issues that we need to be aware of and we need to support. Because unfortunately, I've gone to Washington to plead with senators and members of the House about various legislative issues. And typically what happens is you have to get a hold of the senator or the member of the House who actually wrote the bill and their state. And typically they don't want to hear from you. For example, about 5 years ago, they were going to remove what's called a 10-year rule. And a 10-year rule is for those of us who are 100% disabled, from the time you become 100% disabled, you have to live 10 years from that date in order for your spouse to get dependent indemnity compensation, DIC, which right now is about $1,650. Now, my wife has supported me. I married her. I met her through a letter in Vietnam, came home, almost killed her 3 months later. I almost cut her throat, and she stayed with me. So I figure, you know what? I owe her a great deal because most women would have cut out at that point in time.
A little context on that. She woke you up out of
She
sleep.
went to wake me up.
Yeah.
And I flipped her over and I pulled my K-bar out and I was going to cut her throat.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
my smile initially and then my shock was because of that. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense though.
So anyway, she stuck with me. She loves me and everything else, despite my PTSD and my medical issues and everything else. So if I die, and it's not as directly or indirectly as a result of my injuries or my illnesses, which right now are substantial, but she would get nothing. So she would have to live on Social Security, which for her, it's about $2,100 a month. She's not going very far with that. That additional $1,600 a month would make a big deal. Now, on May 24th, my 10 years is up as far as my role. I could literally on the 25th of May step out in front of a bus, get run over by a bus, and they would pay her the compensation every month from then on. And so they were going to remove it. The Department of Budget, as I was saying before we started, the Department of Budget proposes to Congress every year what they think the budget should look like for all the different groups, for veterans, for example, and they make recommendations. They're only recommendations, but Congress can pass them or not. And about 5 years ago, they wanted to eliminate the 10-year rule. About 250,000 of us contacted Washington, D.C. under the 24, they have a 24/7 hotline. And we bombarded the airwaves with our complaints. They rescinded that. But had we not fought for that, who knows? So, and the same issues happen in.
So what is it? Is it so it's still in place? If you're 100% and you live 10 years under that 100% rating, your wife will receive the
DIC, Dependent Indemnity Compensation. Yeah, and right now it goes up every year, just like our disability income, Social Security. It's usually minuscule, but whatever goes in there also goes into the DIC. So that grows every year.
Okay, so 10 years under the 100%.
Yeah, once you get diagnosed at 100%. So in 2016, I finally got my diagnosis for 100%. It should have been a lot sooner, but it took that long. So I have to go until May 24th. And then everything's okay on the 25th of May. So a lot of people don't know that. When I went to Washington, D.C.,
I didn't know that.
At one of our conferences for the DAV, I met with a group from West Virginia, about 23 veterans from West Virginia, and I was talking about the 10-year rule. They had no clue. And I said, how are we going to get these bills passed if we don't have people in a lot of these states that don't even know what legislation is out there?
Right.
And the same thing at our state level. Here, let me give you an example in Pennsylvania. This is some food for thought. Now, this doesn't always apply to all of you in your various states, but it's something you may want to look at. We need to communicate with one another, and that's why what I do through my bulletin. And here's one, for example. Right now, I don't pay real estate tax or anything else. Every 5 years, it's 100% total and permanent disabled veteran. I don't pay what comes to about $5,000 or $6,000 of taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I just met with my veteran VA at Chester County, and I had to renew it every 5 years. All they do is look at what income you have, not your spouse's. The only income that's counted is yours. And that excludes your disability payment, by the way, because that's tax exempt. So my only income is Social Security. I don't work. So only Social Security. So obviously right now the threshold is $114,000. If you go over $114,000, you won't get that tax exemption. I'm not anywhere near there. But the reason they keep extending it is because people have worked at jobs and they have retirement income that's coming in that throws them over that threshold of 114,000. So, that's why they keep. So what we're looking at, though, it's unfair. If you look at the difference between a 90% disabled veteran and a 100% disabled veteran, as far as the money, I think it's about $2,100 for a 90%. I get over $4,000 a month tax exempt. But here's the thing. What we're trying to do now is we have a bill called House Bill 1119. And what it's a bill that would expand the tax exemption program, matching the level of reduction to a veteran's disability percentage as determined by the VA. So if this bill would pass, if you're 50%, it would reduce your taxes by 50%. If you're 70%, it would reduce it by 70%.
Wow.
Right now, the only ones who qualify this are if you're 100% total and permanent.
Right.
So these are things all of you should know or need to know, so that if it doesn't apply to you, maybe you could help a friend or family member through this process. But it's only when we unite and talk, because our organizations don't do a lot of talking with one another. The DA doesn't really talk a whole lot to the BVA because they have different missions that they're trying to accomplish. The Marine Corps League, all of them have different ones. We have increasing awareness of military sexual trauma, House Bill 2024. I've been fighting for 5 years to get a military sexual trauma awareness bill passed in Pennsylvania. 5 years in a row now, the Senate in Pennsylvania has shot it down. The House has passed it unanimously, but the Senate kills it every year, and it doesn't cost any money. All it does is, for those of you who don't know, military sexual trauma means the sexual harassment, abuse of, these could be our children, our grandchildren, family members, friends who are going into service. I just told my granddaughter, who's 22 and gorgeous, brilliant, I said, don't ever join the service. My 2 grandsons, one was going to join the Marine Corps. I told them, don't do it. Because currently under this, we don't have any protection for them. And it's actually gotten tougher recently. I won't go into the reasons why that's happened, but I finally contacted Congresswoman Houlihan, who's my representative in Washington last September. She invited me to the White House, to the Capitol, and I got a chance to testify about MST, military sexual trauma. And the next day, she submitted a bill, legislation, to the House, to the 2 Veterans Affairs Committee. It died because a new Congress came in at the beginning of the year. She just reintroduced it, and I asked her what's happening with it. She said the Senate's not going to approve it. And it doesn't cost any money. Just so you know, we have Donut Day nationally. We have Bosses Awareness Day nationally. But we can't have an MST Awareness Day. Here's how bad this stuff is. I went to a Caisson. I'm a life member of the Caisson Veterans. I fought at Caisson in '68 during the siege. And I went to my first reunion of the Caisson Marine Veterans 2 years ago in Kentucky. I had an MST shirt because I wear a PTSD shirt, Agent Orange shirts, to spread the word. I want to talk to veterans. 2 of the veterans, Marine veterans from Caisson, came up to me and they said, "Oh, it's about faggots and lesbians." I said, what? I said, this could be your son or daughter who's been raped, molested, sexually forced to perform, to do things. And how do you report that, by the way? I mean, I can't imagine having to report, because your career's over if you report it. But we have to do something about it. I actually heard the head of the general in charge of the entire prosecution when I was in Washington last year say to us, you know what? The women I understand, but the men I can't understand. Well, guess what? Some of the women officers have abused men officers because of rank and other things. And one of the senators in Pennsylvania actually was a colonel in the Army, and she was only one of, I forget, a very, very few helicopter pilots back in the day when women first were helicopter. So I said, she should be able to fight for this. She said, no, the military is doing a great job. I said, have you read the statistics? We complain about 22 people are committing suicides a day, veterans, plus the amount of homeless veterans. Well, guess what? Some of them are affected by MST. I have a friend who puts his hand in a door, slams the door on it, and breaks his hand. He does it because he didn't report it when it happened to him. I said, I don't know if I could have reported it. I hope I would have. I hope I would have beat the shit out of the guy. But who knows? And this is what, so I'm fighting for that issue. They have one posting of veteran benefits and resources, expanding grant opportunities for veterans, supporting veterans exiting incarceration. When I almost killed my wife, I had PTSD. When I came home from Vietnam, I actually forced two guys out of a bar, honest to God, true story. My wife was sitting in a bar. My younger brother was playing the drums. His wife was a country western singer. I walked out of the bar and I said, let's go. I want to fight. They pulled a gun on me. I kicked the door of their Jeep in and I said, shoot. I was crazy. But PTSD wasn't recognized back then. If I would have been incarcerated, I would have never became a college professor, run my own company.
Yeah.
Worked in healthcare as a major player for 28 years. And a lot of those veterans are still fighting. They received a dishonorable discharge. Things like, we need to fight for these guys. Absolutely. I don't watch Vietnam movies, but I did watch Born on the 4th of July. My wife wanted me to watch it. And when Tom Cruise was handcuffed to the wheelchair and, they're doing all kind of crazy things to him, they fought for the benefits that we have. And when I die, I want to be able to say, hopefully I've paid it forward as much as I can.
Yeah.
As long as I can. And that's what I'm asking veterans to do. Whether it's PTSD, MST, incarceration of veterans, helping improvement. So that's the reason why I started. I spend probably about 50 or 60 hours a month writing this bulletin so that I can get it out there and hopefully keep spreading. I'm hoping to be about 4,500 people by the end of next year. And if people don't like it, then they just say, you know what, I know what, don't send me anywhere. I put in things that are happening in Washington. It's not about politics, but everything we do is political. You need to know that.
Yeah, that is true. Everything comes back to it eventually.
What's this bulletin? Or are you going to put it out there on the podcast?
Do you have it still?
I do. I'll have to look it up. I'll find it real quick.
Okay, it's, for your information, it's Ulinski, ULINSKI 705 at gmail.com. And again, everyone's BCC'd. If you decide, you know what, I don't like it, then just send me an email and I'll take you off the list. It's no big deal. But what I need, though, is if you do, I want to hear from you in your states. What are you doing that's different than we do? For example, I have a swimming pool. I go to the VA Coatesville. We have the only VA pool in Pennsylvania. They keep the water at 88 to 92 degrees, which is great for my back and my neck. Only pool we have. But why do we have the pool? How many other states have it? Why? Why is there a disparity? And I'll bet you could say
in
different things from
Washington.
the states that are different, right?
Yeah.
So, comments, questions?
So
Jim, where in PA you at, Jim?
I live near Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, about 26 miles from Philly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, but I was born in Northwest Pennsylvania.
Well, I was born in a town called Aliquippa. My wife's from
Yeah.
Anchorage.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know those areas.
Now, if people want to get involved, they want to start doing more, because this is really something that I think is missing. A lot of the veterans don't get involved. What is the best way for a veteran to get involved and to say, hey, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. Where do I go? What do I do?
Yeah, and this is the reason why I started doing the bulletin. With my time limitations now, I'm 76 years old. I have a lot of medical issues, some pretty serious. My wife has a number of medical issues now and everything else. So I have to make sure I use my time wisely. And that's, I try to do one thing for the DAV chapter every year, or at least one thing for the Marine Corps League, one for the VBA. But that's all I can do. And what I realized too, I can't blame the younger veterans, the ones who are married or have a spouse, who are working, who are raising children, trying to make a living. I didn't get involved with my military organizations, even though I've been a life member forever, until I was in my 60s.
Yeah.
And so I understand why, but you can push a button. For example, if you're a member of DAV, they have a group called DAV CAN, Commanders Action Network. If you register, they send you legislation that the DAV is trying to get passed.
Oh, wow.
All you have to do is push one button and it goes out to your senators and members of the House. You don't have to write any emails. You don't have to write any letters. They have it done for you. You just have to push a button. I can't even get people to push a button. Now that I can blame people for. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
That needs to get pushed out by way more organizations, because I would say I will push that button. And I'm a guy who's 44, trying to start another career after retiring from the military and retiring from law enforcement. And so, yeah, I'm not 60 yet. I'm not doing what you're doing. And but like something like that, something that hits my feed, something that hits my God, even if it doesn't hit my inbox and it hits the junk box, I'll hit it, move it back, push it, is something that should be done, because I mean, I'd be disingenuous if I said I'm going to take up your torch and like run with it right now, man. I can't. I have to finish nursing school. I have to do 20 more years of work. I have to keep serving. I am all I can do is make $100,000 a year doing a bullshit service job, because I can't be scummy and make money any other way. So like, that's what I have to do. And I know you don't know me, Jim, but these guys, that's why he's just laughing, it's like, so, but something like that, where it's like, if you put that before me, I will absolutely, take that mantle, click that button and push it forward. Right. And I think stuff like that's hugely important. I think in the day where we're not just bogged down with, God, I can't even remember the early 2000s nonsense where you would just get like, hit this, pay it forward, do this, good luck, that. It's like, no, it's like, we're kind of past that. It's not a spam thing. It's like, we need to hit the people who are registered, known, and spread that. We need to proliferate this type of information, because like some of this is the first time I'm hearing it, and it's actually really hitting me pretty hard.
Yeah, I just found out, for example, this year I have a 2016 Colorado. I bought brand new. I have less than 60,000 miles on it, but anyway, it's in great shape. But anyway, I was ready to pay my registration. It's only $104. And then I found out, and I do a lot of this, so I'm checking into all types of legislation, bills, and everything else. And I found out this year, after I've been doing this for I don't know how many years, if you're 100% total and permanent, you don't pay registration in Pennsylvania. I don't have to pay for my truck.
Wow.
Wow. So for 9 years almost, I paid the state $900, almost $1,000 I gave back to them. And I'm a person who's paying attention to this. There's no way any one person can catch everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the reason why I'm doing this. That's the reason why I had talked and we're considering doing in 2 weeks on a Sunday. What if you died?
Yeah.
In 2022, I did for the State Marine Corps League a presentation, 45-minute presentation on every record that you need to have ready for you if you die and you leave your spouse. Because I get so tired of, I've had good friends of mine who were very organized. They died, a couple of them, and they left their spouse with nothing because their spouse didn't know what they were eligible for. We had to have people go in to assist them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do a presentation in 2 weeks from today on the records. If I die, my wife has a packet where all the insurance policies are, who to call to help her through the process, everything she needs to know. We're both being buried at a national cemetery, cremated, and put to rest in a national cemetery. So all those things are already pre-planned so that when I die, hopefully she does beyond the grieving, I can help her in those tough days. So that's my message that I'm trying to get out there. And this is where all of you can help, because even if you don't belong to an organization, or can you share the information with someone? I'm fighting right now for the ROK, Republic of Korea American veterans who fought alongside me in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. They're American citizens, and they've been American citizens for 30, 40 years. We're trying to get them into the DAV. They passed a resolution that I wrote 3 years ago. Resolution number 8. I heard from a Marine in California who saw my name on the resolution, and this past August, the VBA shot it down. They said they have to revisit it again. So my fight now with the VBA is, why did you wait 3 years? Because just like us, if you have Agent Orange or anything, we're dying. And if you don't have those benefits, my brother died of Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. He was a Marine from 60 to 64. And that's what I want to try to do. I'm trying to get information out there to help you. For example, the Lost Art Project. We have 2 other groups in Pennsylvania who are doing projects as well to tell our stories. Because when after I die, is anyone going to know what I did? Yeah. And that's why these projects are so great to get involved with. And I'm trying to get more Iraqi, Gulf War, Afghanistan veterans into the fold. I want to hear how I can help them, because typically it's the Vietnam veterans, and some of the groups in between the Cold War. But I don't have a whole lot of Afghanistan, Iraq.
No, Beirut veterans.
What's that?
Beirut veterans. They need to be helped out.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And they're not going to, and a lot of the things we fight for is the VBA and the DAV. Well, DAV more so than a VBA aren't what they need. So I'm trying to get them involved, finding out, what do you need help for? What do you need support for? So we can pull you in and assist you through the process. No one helped most of us when we came out of service. They sure as hell didn't help our spouses.
Yeah. I'd say it is getting better nowadays. And, that's thanks to efforts that you're doing and other veterans as well. Things are getting better, but it still can get way more better than what it is now. So that's something that we need to strive for.
And in communication's the key.
Yeah.
Sharing the information. I can learn from all of you based on your feedback. Mm-hmm. Tell me what what is bothering you about whether it's TRICARE, whether it's whatever it is, various legislative efforts.
Well, that's one of the biggest things with just people outside of the medical community, and this is mostly what we're talking about, is these VA disability ratings, and all of this is related to your medical file, your things that have happened, things that you can be service related. And so a huge thing, and this is taught in every nursing school, every junior college, 4-year college, all of this is medical illiteracy. People don't understand it's real fake pig Latin, but it's just bullshit Latin. It's like why lawyers make so much money. It's why doctors make so much money. Everything's Latin and it's foreign and it's different and it's this. And now you relate this to service related stuff. Now all of you understand service related injury, service related work, service related things. So, you know, what's missing is taking away that illiteracy. And it's hard because it is hard. So people just don't get, medicine.
But it can get worse though too. For example, I love the VA healthcare. Do I love everything about it? No. But I'm going to tell you right now, I get 24 meds a month I take. Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a lot of medication. They notify me when the medication's about to expire, when I'm running. I can't keep track of 24 meds. I have morning, dinner, and evening medications that I have to take in the little pill cases all over the place. Yeah. And they send that to me. They're trying to, and again, this is where we have to pay attention. You might like your doctor who's in private care, but I'm going to guarantee you something. If they went totally privatizing the VA system, we're going to pay dearly.
I'd agree.
You're going to wait months to get care. I see it with my wife, how long it takes to look at, I go to dermatology every 6 months. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not going to see me in a dermatology clinic every 6 months.
You'll be lucky to be seen in a year and a half.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Mm-hmm. And they don't know you. My medical records, for the most part, and there's major mistakes at times. But at least they know. When I walk into the VA hospital, they know who I am.
Yeah.
When I was farmed out a couple times, and in both cases, my condition got worse as a result of what they did, as opposed to when I went back to the VA. And I insisted I didn't want farmed out. I wanted VA care, and I got it.
Wow.
So, these are just issues we have to pay attention to, because if we don't, they're going to pass right by us and we're going to miss it.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Wow. Man, that's a pretty deep topic. I appreciate you for bringing it on. That's awesome.
Any questions or any? If you send me an email at that address, I'll send you out January's edition. Again, you're always BCC'd. By the way, I do that manually. I'm not phenomenal on computers. I know how to do it.
You need to get the AI. You need to get our AI overlord to do it for you, bro.
It takes me 4 hours.
Andrew, he's friends with him. He'll get the robot to do it.
Hey, ChatGPT is a wonderful program.
So. Yeah, you know what? I'm one of those people. We have 2 remotes. My wife has to help me with the remotes.
You know what's funny is I can do ChatGPT, but I have a hard time with my remotes as well. I don't know what the deal is with remotes, but why they're so technical,
Oh, Linda, what
the hell? I couldn't run mine, so I just got rid of my TV.
Why did the voice go out? Fix it for me.
Hey, I'm here to tell you, gentlemen, right now, everything in the military is going to AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's a shame is, what about the homeless veterans? What about the people in
Yeah, they don't.
my generation of veterans?
Yeah.
They weren't born and raised with technology. All my grandkids, when they were children, knew far more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know how to hold, but they don't know what a 7-digit telephone was with a rotary dial. They don't even know what a radio was. 8-track. You know, so those are the things many of us were born with. Now, you know, it's far beyond that.
Mark was around when they transitioned from the big recorders. You know, what do you call them? The vinyls, and then they transferred it to the 8-track. That's when
8-track, yeah.
The something phone. It wasn't.
Funny story. When I
you had to call into the request line and then tape the song.
Oh, I had reel-to-reel tape because I took Russian in high school because I figured that's who we're going to be fighting, Russians. So I took 2 years of Russian.
Still are, by the way.
I took the wrong language.
Oh,
but anyway,
fuck Russia.
When I went to Vietnam, my brother sold my reel-to-reel. He took my high school ring and gave it to his girlfriend. I came home and I said, "What the hell did you do?" He said, "Well," I said, "Didn't you think I was coming home?" He let me his Bentley. I came around a hill. I took out a mailbox, flipped the car, and I got out of the car and I said, "We're even."
Oh, we're even.
Damn.
You're lucky you're alive. You're not even. That's a lie.
Oh my God, that's funny. Jeez. Well, does anybody have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I got a few. I know I'm kind of sitting back
ahead.
like Vic here, but I'm going to steal Vic's playbook. So we have all of these veteran service organizations spread across America right now. And don't we have an opportunity to kind of consolidate all this? I mean, they're sitting on the budgets. They're not doing this in their spare time. They are paying staff. So isn't there a way to consolidate this by state at this point? Or is it just kind of get it passed by a newsletter? Or, I mean, they're passing our VFW meetings by word. We're not even getting this written down. So you got to go to a meeting and get this information. So it's almost by design that they're keeping us in the dark on this.
I have to agree with you. I went to a DAV National Midwinter Conference. This is the one where I told you there was 22 or 23 West Virginia veterans there. And I mentioned to them about something that was being proposed as far as the 10-year rule. They didn't have a clue. When I asked the DAV National about it, they said, well, you're supposed to get this information from your state leaders. And I said, our state leaders aren't doing anything with this information. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care whether it's VBA, DAV, American Legion, VFW, any of those orders. Most of them, if not all of them, are doing the same thing. They're not communicating across the general spectrum.
Well, it's all giant competition because you can't be a member of more than one. I'm sitting behind. I got a bag of hats behind me that I keep in my book bag here. I'm Marine Corps League, a VFW, and a Legion hat. So I hate to say it, it's almost by design because they can't get out of their own fucking way.
I would say you're right.
And if they work together, it's by design.
And if they work together, would have a lot more done. I'm fighting right now with the DAV. I've actually been threatened with an Article 16 because I'm fighting with something that their Inspector General did that was not right. So I said, you know what? I haven't run from a fight since I was in elementary school. I'm not running now, so I will fight back against people who I think are wrongdoing and are not helping us enough. I'm very vocal. And that's what we need more of. There's just me. I need other people to do this. I just posted an email to some of my friends about one of the issues, and I said, I need help. I'm the only person who's out there putting my neck on a line, and I don't care. Maybe I'll lose, but I'm going to go down fighting.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we all learned in the military to do, right?
You know what, though? It's tough for some people in their positions are reluctant because, for example, if you're a member of any of those organizations, you can't mention politics in your organization.
True.
I
Yeah.
can in my bulletins. I don't mean talking about Trump or Biden or anything else, but I'm talking about the issues that are having an impact on us.
Bullshit.
And people are
This
afraid
is where I'm going to
do
go
that.
back to, and I was saying this right now. The Legion and the VFW are the original political action committees. That's how they were founded. It's like the Grand Army of the Republic. The GAR was one of the originals.
Go ahead, Jess.
That was. I'm going to start trumping. I'm going to start. I can't use that word.
I can't hear
Start
Jess.
trumping
Can
the
y'all?
bang on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna start thumping the drum on this. I mean, we talked about this before the show started, but the Bonus Army, that was one of the original political action committees right there, and it started from the Legion and the VFWs, the Grand Army of the Republic, the entire red tape. I think we've talked about the origin of the term red tape. That's where it started, because Civil War vets went to Washington D.C. and they had to cut the red tape on all the records, and we just kept it. Every vet in America knew what it meant. So, why are we not talking about this in our meetings? This is entirely the point of this organization. Yeah. It's a political action committee.
It's called the state of Pennsylvania.
It's not just the state of Pennsylvania.
No, it's
the state of Pennsylvania is bad. I was born and raised there, but I know
you think it's local,
everywhere,
but you can extrapolate that across.
Well, we have to get beyond what state. We need to get beyond. It's a Republican.
What am I Jews going for then?
We need to get to how we get together more, because there's strength in numbers.
That's true.
And when I go to fight, it's just me. I stood on the steps of the Capitol in Harrisburg in 2013, fighting for priority registration for student veterans. Student veterans in Pennsylvania were not allowed to enroll for classes, but athletes were. And I said, there's something wrong with this. In the rain, I stood on the steps of the Capitol for 5 hours in the rain. 2 of the guards came out and threatened to throw me off the steps. I said, if you do, I'm calling Ann Shannon from Channel 8. She's going to watch you throw me off the steps. A security vehicle pulls up, blue light flashing. He runs out. He said, Marine. I said, yes. He got in his Jeep, left. Half hour later, they invited me into the Capitol. The next month, we got priority registration for veterans in Pennsylvania.
Well, I hate to say it, but they had no idea what to do in the state of South Dakota. We had to set up our own organization to basically go through, because they could not figure out how we could basically just roll in classes. I paid the first semester out of pocket because that's how it worked.
But there's ways to, again, here we became the 5th state in the union. I tried to get national legislation, but it kept getting killed every year. But there's 5 states at least out there that do allow priority registration for veterans. So it doesn't cost any money. The registrar does the same job. So.
Well, when I come with NIL money, that's why. Pennsylvania is also the state that used to threaten. I mean, they had a whole handbook on how to deal with us as student veterans. So that got leaked out to us too. We were aggressive and we like to talk in class, and that scared professors. So that got leaked out to us as student veterans, by the way. But I'm saying this now, we got all these organizations, we're paying a shit ton of dues every year. They keep raising their rates on us all the time. So where's this money going to? Can't we figure out a national site that just points to it and said, here's all the stuff?
But this is where we can help the people. Maybe it didn't help us, but can it help the people who are coming after us?
Now, how do we get that to happen, though? How do we go to all these different veteran service organizations and say, look, there needs to be a one-stop shop. If hey, this is where you can find all the information about all the legislation and everything that's going on.
I don't know if we could ever do that. I don't know if you can get a one-stop stop for all the legislation. There's so much of it.
All right, let's run the numbers on this.
Even at the state,
you start running the numbers on this.
What's that?
These organizations are not going to exist in 15 years because they're going to time out. What it's going to look like in 15 years, we're not going to recognize the Veteran Service Organization structure because they're falling away. The numbers aren't there to support all of these organizations because there's not as many vets and they're not joining it. And we talk about it all the time, but we're not doing shit about it. The zero-sum mentality.
But we can. You can. I can. We could. maybe we're just scratching, maybe we're bouncing our head off the wall. But you know what? I don't mind bouncing my head off the wall
Well,
if
I
that's what it
hate to
takes.
say it,
Because
but we
every
can't
once in a
affect the
while, I get a
national
bone
level.
thrown, and we get a victory. So there's a saying, it goes, be ashamed to die unless you've done at least one good thing for all humankind. I can't do that for all humankind, but can I help one or two or 10 or 20 or 30 other people? Then that's
Yeah.
okay. And I just
I'm gonna
swore,
keep
for
it going
example,
down.
the
It's a
MST
mentality
issue. I
issue.
said, I'll fight this until my brain dies or my body dies. I will keep fighting for that issue and other issues.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jess?
It's a mentality issue. I think they're in love with their titles and they don't want to give them up, and they're afraid of losing them.
They're making
I don't know.
$500,000, some of them. $500,000.
They're not making $500,000 at the post and the department levels, at the state levels. They're not making jack
This is
shit.
national. This is national.
Cool. Well,
That's
where do
true.
you think the money comes from? It ain't coming from national. It's coming from the departments. It's coming from the states. It's coming from the posts and the detachments.
Yep.
But I guess they're more worried about uniform requirements than they are about doing the thing that's supposed to help us all. Just pieces of flair. Every time I turn around, it's a new uniform reg.
If you get my January edition, you'll see the scathing email I sent to Ed Hartman from the DAV National. And mysteriously, by the way, he's on extended leave, because I already told him what would be in the January issue. He responded. I responded back to him, and I said, if you want to come for me. But it'll be ugly.
Well, there's a vet out there, and she's doing research projects called Elizabeth Hartman. You don't know who she is? Check her out.
It's a he.
No, Elizabeth Hartman is digging
Ed
into
Hartman,
finance. Elizabeth Hartman. She's a Marine vet out of Virginia, and she's digging into finances for all the organizations, and some of them are nasty.
Really?
Yes. You start talking about, there's all sorts of cease and desist letters getting thrown her way. She's digging in. She's doing investigative reporting on our side for us. And the Legion's not coming out great. Our travel budgets, our finances, they're not good. So if you want to do some reading, I'd recommend her. But
well, you know what? Do me a favor. Send me her name and email or telephone number.
I don't know her personally. I'm just saying it's a good read.
Well, a telephone number, I don't need a whole lot.
What was her name again? Sorry, say it again.
Elizabeth Hartman.
Elizabeth Hartman. All right.
Any other questions, comments? Mark and Aaron, if you're still with us, any questions, comments?
No, you're doing a phenomenal job of getting this word out. So I'm looking forward to getting that bulletin.
Will do.
Yeah, and I'll throw it back up there real quick. There it is. That is the email. If you send that to Jimmy, he'll put you on the list, and that way you can start getting his bulletins. So, and then, go check out Elizabeth Hartman. She's in Virginia. Is that what you said?
Yep.
All right. Oh, man. Well, shoot, we've had a good discussion, I think. What do you guys think? No, just me. A couple of us had to drop out already, but that's okay. Now, what we like to do at the end here is we like to go around and basically have words of wisdom. And so if you're game for this, we're going to do it. But here we go. This is what we call words of wisdom. All right. We got words of wisdom here. We'll start. You know what? We're going to start, Jess. Jess, you're not going to give us words of wisdom. You're going to start giving us the books. I almost said book report. That's not what I was going for. But you're going to tell us about an awesome book. So go ahead.
Masters of the Air. It's a show on Apple, but the book is a little bit longer than the series. And it's by Donald Miller. It's about the 8th Air Force over Europa. And if you've not seen the show, on Apple, I'd highly recommend it. But this delves into all of establishing air dominance over Europe in World War II and
Very
the crazy
nice.
routes they had to fly to get there, and just the sheer logistics of moving air forces that was just a concept before World War II into reality.
Yeah.
And a lot of what the 8th Air Force and the Masters of the Air, they moved that to Pacific, and you started seeing the same tactics under Kurt LeMay. So if you get a chance, it's a very deep read. It's a better audiobook, I have a feeling, but I like to read the books and the photos and just the amount of math that went into dropping the tonnage of ordnance over Europe, especially in precision bombing, and the losses they took. And this is a hard thing for me to say as an old Marine, but they took heavier casualties than the Marine Corps did in World War II. And that was something, yes.
Wow. Okay.
So if you get a chance, America's Bomber Boys Who Fought the Air War Against Nazi Germany. And it's a great show on Apple. They kind of hit the nail on the head when it came to how fast and some of the things they ran into, and just how many of them ended up in POW pens, especially toward the end of the war. But it's an amazing read, and it's an amazing series. If you get a chance, you've seen the Pacific, Band of Brothers, Masters of the Air is the third one, and then Greyhound, if you really want to get into it, it's the naval version, so all 4 service branches are covered.
Nice.
Masters of the Air.
Very cool. I like it.
Thank you.
Like it a lot. All right, we'll jump over to Vic. Vic, what do you got for us, man?
The day is not measured by the harvest you reap, but the seed you plant.
Ooh, that was good. That was real good.
I think Jim there has planted a lot of seeds today, at least in our crew, anyways. So thank you for spreading the word, Jim. I appreciate what you're doing.
Absolutely. Now we'll jump over to Jim. Jim, you got any words of wisdom for us on the way out here?
Something very simple. One person can make a difference.
Very true. Very, very true. And Mike dropped out. I don't know what happened with Mike. He probably hit the wrong button. But that leaves us. Dang it, Mark, I failed you yet again. And I continue to do this. I apologize. I'm going to pull my head out of my ass someday. We'll see when. I don't know. Give me another 10 years. Okay, Mark. This is retired Sergeant Major Mark O'Loughlin and his words of wisdom.
I'm gonna have to go back to one I just probably used just a month or so ago, but with everybody, with Jim's mission out there that he's putting forth, like he said, he's fighting the fight, whether he's getting pushback and threats or whatever thing by that. So I'm gonna say, to fear not death but disgrace, to fear not duty but dereliction of duty. That is true courage. And Jim, I think you've got that true courage.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Very well said. That's why we let you go last, Mark, because you make us all look good. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jim. Hey, man, thanks for coming on and doing this. I had a good time. You're going to come on in a couple of weeks, I think, as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, in 2 weeks. And then, of course, Jess, Vic, Mark, you guys are awesome. And even the guys that had to take off, they're okay too, I suppose. But I've had a good time. Hopefully you guys had a good time. And we're going to close this one out the same way that we always do. If you're a veteran out there and you're struggling, you need some help, don't forget the VA has some good resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life lost is one too many. I care about you. Jim cares about you. The whole crew cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you served with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. To everybody out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.
No more 22. Honor the journey and finish the fight.